foodie friends, grain-free VIPs. Welcome to today's Slice of the Grain-Free Lifestyle episode. My name is Nina Blake. I teach about grain-free living, and you are in for an absolute treat because when you voted and you selected today's topic, right, how can you go from a life of protein and veggies to eating like normal again? You picked my favorite topic. This is where all the good stuff is. And so as you are coming on and being notified that I am live, could you please say hello in the comments? And I am just going to go and give a little notification right here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. It won't let me comment. I will comment later. Okay, so glad you're here live with me. We are going to talk about how you can eat like normal again. Now, when I say eat like normal, I mean your version of normal. So as you are here with me live, could you drop an emoji below? Tell me where you're tuning in from. I am coming to you live from my home in Oakdale, Connecticut. And if you are catching the replay, could you please use #replay so that I can reach out and thank you. Our lives are so busy. And if you're like me when I first started, you are hungry all the time. You're doom scrolling for recipes and you just want to eat. I know that feeling. That was me in 2012 when I first started. So it is my mission to help families level up their grain-free menus, avoid grains and allergens so that they can eat like normal again. And this is the place where we make it happen. Okay, before we dive into today's topic, can I give you a sneak peek of a brand new recipe? I've been working on this recipe since January. And when it first came out, it came out as my grain-free flatbread. So VIPs, you already have the ingredients for this. Okay, but this isn't flatbread. This is a wonderful roll. Now, if you had this delicious roll, remember, it's grain-free. It's grain-free, it's top 9 allergen-free. Last night I made these. We sliced them in half. We used them as hamburger buns. And for dinner last night, okay, remember, now I don't just avoid grains. I avoid, here's my whole allergy list. No gluten, no grain, let me start at the beginning. Apples, almonds, bananas, beef, blueberries, cassava, corn, dairy, eggs. I avoid all grains, peas, pork, potatoes, soy, pineapple, oranges, sunflower, sweet potatoes, benzoic acid, active yeast, and my husband is legume free. So these awesome rolls that were our hamburger rolls last night, these are free of grains, top allergens, legumes, active yeast, and lectins. So VIPs, this recipe will be posted in my VIP recipe box by the end of August. If you are seeing this and you're like, oh my gosh, I need that recipe, would you comment with the word list so that I can reach out to you? Okay, so rolls are one way that we can start eating like normal again because having rolls puts burgers and sandwiches on our menu. Now, one of the mistakes I first made in 2012 was I was looking for specific recipes. I was looking for a recipe for bread. I was looking for a recipe for pasta because you couldn't buy grain-free pasta at the time. The world has changed so much. But I thought it was about individual recipes. I really did. And for 6 months, my recipes did not turn out right because having such an extensive allergy list, as you can imagine, I was grabbing recipes here and there and I was substituting and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. I was making bricks when I wanted to make bread. I was making shingles and sheetrock when I wanted to make cookies. And one batch of cookies, God bless the dear lady at church who gave me the recipe, we couldn't even eat them. They smelled like socks. It was awful. Okay, so how has my life changed since then? And more importantly, how can you change your life so that you are eating like normal again? The proof is in the pudding, right? So I want you to keep in mind these rolls, and I'm going to show you another recipe. And grain-free VIPs, you're going to love this. Okay, my space is limited, but that's all right. Your space is probably limited too. It's okay, right? We don't have to be perfect. We just have to do our best. And keep in mind, these rolls are made with my lectin-free flour blend. And so are these coconut caramel breakfast bars. These are both grain-free, dairy-free, egg-free, soy-free, corn-free, almond-free, cashew-free, peanut-free, sesame-free, nightshade-free, active yeast-free, legume-free, lectin-free. I know it's a big list, but I'm going to say it a lot because I want you to understand that it's not about the individual recipes, okay? If you're watching live, tell yourself it's not about the individual recipes. It's about knowing how ingredients work together. What do I mean? The same flour goes in these two. Okay, that sounds good. The same egg replacer that I use here. And for those who are been doing this a while, the wheels are turning and you're going, can you use that flour in almost any recipe? Can you use that egg replacer in almost any recipe? That is the idea, to do what I do, which is breaking recipes. So yes, as a grain-free VIP, I give you my recipes. I give you my donut recipe. I give you my white pizza recipe. I give you my pourable or my liquid cheddar and my liquid mozzarella cheese. And you're like, what? Well, because the dairy-free cheeses in the bag, those have hidden grains in them. And if you're not familiar with hidden grains, I would love to teach you about it. One of the things that I do is I support my VIPs with exclusive recipes and coaching so that you can learn about how ingredients work together so that you can break your own recipes, so that you can learn to avoid these hidden grains. Now, where did I learn this? I wish they taught this in culinary school, because let me tell you, in 2012, when my food allergies were first identified, if I could have signed up to go to culinary school after 6 months of breaking recipes and getting bricks and shingles and sheetrock and the nasty stinky sock cookies, I would have gladly done it. But unfortunately, they don't teach this in culinary school. So I had to do the research myself. I had to develop the flour blends myself. I had to develop the egg replacers myself. And how do I know that I can teach you to do it? Well, first, because I taught myself to do it. I've been teaching, I'm about to start my 23rd year of teaching, and for almost 3 years, I've been teaching foodies like you who want to avoid grains and allergens to level up their grain-free menu using techniques like I use to make these lectin-free rolls and the coconut caramel breakfast bars, because it's not about the recipe. Recipes are great, don't get me wrong, but it's about learning how the ingredients work together and learning the techniques that we can use to make the grain-free ingredients behave like normal foods. Okay, so I've showed you the coconut caramel breakfast bars, and I've shown you the rolls, but there's always more. Do I have more? I know I have. It's right underneath the rolls, Nina. My goodness. I want to show you the burgers that we made last night so that you can see the liquid cheddar. Now, it's liquid before you put it on your burgers and it goes on the grill, okay? But here's my question to you. This is a pretty nicely melted cheese. Does your dairy-free cheese melt like this? Because when I was using the dairy-free cheese in the bag, it didn't melt like this. No, 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 no. It did not melt like this. And it was like sticky, and it looked still shredded and not melty when it was time to eat the burgers. And point being, it was a totally different world. Not to mention all the hidden grains that are in the dairy-free cheeses in the bag. So last night, our dinner was these awesome lectin-free rolls with these grain-free cheeseburgers with the liquid cheddar, and then instead of ketchup, I love ketchup, but I felt like I just needed barbecue sauce. So I took my homemade barbecue sauce and I put it on there. And I had, okay, a double cheeseburger last night for dinner on one of these nice bulky rolls without grains, without dairy, without egg, without soy, without corn, without almond, without cashew, without peanut, without sesame, without nightshade, without lectins, because you're going to hear me say this every time. We've got to know our grains and our grain-based ingredients. We've got to know our grain-free ingredients. and how they work together, because we can use techniques, right, to then make our grain-free ingredients behave like regular ingredients, and then suddenly we are eating like normal again, and all of a sudden we are enjoying pizza and breads and casseroles and cakes and cookies and pies. And the only way that I have been able to stick with this lifestyle, October will be 13 years, the only way that I have been able to stick with it is by eating like normal. It's hard, and let me tell you, there are people who have put obstacles in the way, including the venue where I got married 2 years ago. They were great when it came to preparing a safe dinner for us, but they gave me a little pushback when it was time for the cutting cake, because as the bride, you can bet I was going to have cake at my own wedding. And they were like, yeah, we can have one of our gluten-free bakeries. I said, that's lovely. May I see the ingredients list? And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, gluten-free is wonderful, but most gluten-free baked goods use almonds and eggs and dairy and ingredients that are very unsafe for me, and I'm not getting sick at my own wedding. So I said, I will gladly make my own cake. And they said, you can't do that. I said, actually I can, because according to the Americans with Disabilities Act, I am allowed to bring in food to a restaurant if it does not put an undue burden upon you as the restaurant. I am not asking you to do anything. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a cake. As a matter of fact, I'm paying for the cake for the guests. But I'm also asserting my right as an American with a disability. Food allergies are considered a disability under the Americans with Disabilities Act. I am asserting my right to eat safely and have cake at my own wedding. And what allowed me to have a wonderful 3-layer cutting cake, okay? This wasn't your little sheet cake. This was a 3-layer, 3 chocolates cake. Chocolate cake in the middle, white chocolate frosting around it, and chocolate ganache over the top. And it was absolutely divine, to the point where the first time I made this cake, when I was testing it, I get a little excited about desserts and food. You might feel that way too, where when something is good, you're just like, oh my gosh, I need that. I need to eat that for the rest of my life because it tastes real. I don't blame you. I'm not judging you. I do it all the time. I actually told my husband that I would just eat the whole cake without a plate because it was so good. And he said, honey, you need to take a break. I said, it's okay. I don't need a plate. I want to stick my face in that cake. And I would have if he hadn't taken it away, because it was so good. So the point is, we need to know our grains. We need to know our grain-based ingredients, right? Get the grain-based ingredients and the grains off the table. We need to know what our safe grain-free ingredients are, learn how they work together, so that we can use techniques so that we can make those ingredients behave like normal ingredients and transform them into normal foods that our friends and family members are raving over, okay? Now, these coconut caramel breakfast bars are one example, okay? These new rolls, another example. VIPs, Wednesday night. I'm spilling the tea on these. Please make sure you attend. The invite email is coming out probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Monday. But you will get the invite to the email if you are a VIP. If you are not a VIP and you would like an invite, please drop VIP below. And if you're going, oh my gosh, Nina, teach me to do this. Teach me to make rolls. Teach me how ingredients work together. I got you. I want you to use the calendar link that is right below, and we will hop on a call at a mutually convenient time and talk about how I can support you with leveling up your grain-free menu, because you can do this. I believe everybody deserves pizza and cake on their birthday. Nobody should miss out because of allergens, and I'm here to help you transform that grain-free dream into a reality so that you can eat like normal again. Why? Because the possibilities are endless when you break a recipe. Okay, folks, I love you. I will see you next week. Use my calendar link, and I'll see you on our call. Take care.